Welcome all to this week's EMBN Show. We have got some great stuff for you. Got racks, packs, and a new MGU.
Absolutely, it's stacked and it's racked. Okay, let's get things rolling. Decathlon, this is huge news, have introduced a motor gearbox unit designed in collaboration with Belgian brand E2. It is largely aimed at commuting and road style bikes.
Currently,
as you could argue that maybe quite a lot of the current motor gearbox units are largely aimed at, commuting style bikes, aren't they?
But it's safer ground, but we're yet to see how it really acts and works on a mountain bike, right?
Yeah, I mean, Decathlon, Adam's done a video coming out soon, actually, about some of the entry-level bikes. Decathlon have a fantastic bike in the Stylus. I'm sure it won't be long before they introduce this onto e-mountain bikes. 4.6 kilos.
It's not light.
Most motor gearbox units aren't, right?
Yeah.
600 watts peak. And what's the torque like? Is it 120 or is it...
So this is a really interesting point, and it's something that we saw with Pinion, is that like most motor gearbox units won't state a specific dedicated torque because it varies with all the drive internally. So this one states that it starts at 65 Newton meters and goes all the way up to peak 120, averaging around 85 Newton meters. So, keeping up with the big name competitors, your Bosches, your Shimano's, all those motor systems. So it's got the torque to be able to deal with it.
How long do you think before we see MGUs or MUGs, motor unit gearboxes?
Not motor unit gearboxes.
How long do you think before we really get to see them being mainstream on e-mountain bikes?
That's a really good question. And I think with the way, for example, Pinion have released this year at Eurobike and all the hype around it.
I think hype is a key word there.
Yeah, you'd be doing a disservice to, all these people who are really interested and want to get on this tech if it's not out by next year. I'd say, it needs to become filtered into the market, as it were. But there's also a couple of cool little extra things with this. So it's using a planetary gearing system and 2 motors. So it works with 2 different drive systems for the gears and the motor itself.
And it still comes in at 4.6 kilos.
Yeah, exactly. Considering it's got 2 motors, but limited range. So it's only 265% range. So town commuter bike, perfect. Let's see how it works for mountain bikes.
Let's see, right? More news, Adam, on the transporting front. I've got a van. I think this is a new... How would you describe this rack? It looks a bit suspicious to me.
It looks quite industrial.
I'd be stressed out if that was on the back of my car.
Well, it's on the top, and I think the thing that's great about this rack. So this is the Penda e-bike lift. It's currently in its pre-order phase, so they're not out in the public just yet. But this is a big thing in my eyes. This is huge.
It definitely is a big thing.
Yeah, it's
hanging
physically
on the side of your car.
But so the aim with this thing is it attaches onto a bar on your bike, and it will lift your physical bike onto the top of your roof rack. So not only does it support up to 30 kilos, so majority of e-bikes, but it'll actually lift it on there to remove any need for, that heavy
lifting and shifting.
Yeah. Exactly.
Do you know what? I like I said, I'm stressed about carrying a bike on the top.
You got a van.
But I remember driving into the wind once with 2 bikes on my roof rack, and that's the worry about them coming off.
Yeah, I think I've spent more time on the motorway trying to look up the top of my window to see if they're going to fall off. But it looks solid. There is quite a few steps involved for it to lift it up, but...
Right, let me put this to you, right?
Put this to rest, go on.
Your Berlingo van, how much did it cost you? Go on.
£650
£650 on a P plate, is it? Or something like that? I don't know what it was.
Oh, well, it's 2003.
This rack is €748.
Yeah, but when you're comparing it to competitors that don't even support up to the weight of a e-bike, then this is different. And hey, I bought a Berlingo for the exact reason of just... Bike in, good to go.
There you go.
Cost me nothing.
Folks, let's know how you transport your e-mountain bike. Have you got a van? Have you got a rack? Or do you maybe catch a train, which is
even pedal? That's novel.
Or even just ride to the trails on your bike.
Novel.
Great. Now then, we're going to turn our attention now to some maintenance side of e-mountain bike. PT's has come up with a new
tool wrap.
Tool wrap.
The hold fast tool wrap. And I think it's a great product.
I almost had a kebab last night, actually.
Yeah, a wrap, yeah, was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Chicken sheesh, lamb kofta, who are we talking?
It's always lamb for me.
Yeah, I'm there with you, lamb kofta all the way.
But Adam's taking a look at the fine detail of this new product.
Hey guys, I wanted to introduce you all to the new PT's Hold Fast tool wrap bag. Not like any others. So, being a spanner monkey background, I've always really enjoyed having the right tools for the right job, but generally struggled to find a good place to put them. Now, the only reason I haven't used straps that much in the past or tool wraps is because they just damage the frame. So there's a few great features on this one. As you can see, the wrap is actually separate to the strap itself. Not only that, you can Velcro it onto the side and get access to all your tools, which, might I add, is fully waterproof with a little zip pocket for all your tiny little spares. Not only that, it wraps up nice and tight. You can fit it wherever you like on the frame. And like I said before, the reason I like this one, the strap doesn't damage your frame. It's got a rubber protective strip on there. It means that when you strap this onto the frame, you're not going to get any damage on there, any scratches. And it's modular. Take it off, ride with it, ride without it. All you need to do, stick it on there, and it straps back on. Awesome work, guys, PTs. Ooh. And don't forget, it comes in 3 awesome colours. Black, grey, and a lovely kind of sagey, earthy green.
Oh, cool stuff, Adam.
Yeah.
Actually, did you see a few weeks ago, me and Matt were out on a shoot and he was giving it the big kind of in the corners.
Give it a I like that.
Popped the tyre off the rim and he goes, oh, well, now we're screwed. I said, have no fear. I actually had a canister and a...
PT's Hold Shot.
Yeah, straight up, literally 5 minutes. 5 minutes.
That goes in time. There's a video coming out soon that I do on some great tips and tricks for your trailside repairs. So keep an eye on that, guys.
Yeah, and also let us know your thoughts on that new MGU from Decathlon.
So, you lovely, lovely people have been sending us in some of your photos of very, very cool places. And, you know, you've just come back from a cool place not too long ago, right?
Yeah, Louis broke the bike, actually.
Yeah, we went into that.
We did, yeah. I just want to remind people that he did break the bike. So I had to fix it when I got home. But yeah, Scotland was amazing. Scotland was... Scotland... Well, no, I took it to a shop.
All right. You could have me going there.
Scotland was pretty amazing,
Yeah.
I have to say. But look at this, Adam. Got a bit of... is this in Dover? Where is this? Oh, Flamborough Head in East Yorkshire.
You could have been mistaken for the White Cliffs, though.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, nice giant action there. I want to continue in the giant theme.
Big, yeah.
And then nice Husqvarna HC5 from Slovenia.
That's
and
a great photo.
Authors Urban. It's a cool name.
Yeah, it doesn't really fit with the location, but...
And then Abbey, Polygon N8E in Crested Butte. Fantastic trails in Crested Butte. And then closer to home, Chris out on a high bike all minus CF12. Woburn Sands. Been down to Woburn?
I have been down to Woburn. There are some damn good trails there. There's a steep curve of progression, but honestly, awesome trails and awesome photo.
Folks, thanks so much for sending in your submissions of where you've been to, hanging out. Some great inspiration there.
Keep sending them over. So, having searched through the wonderful comments and feedback that you guys have left us, I've actually done some digging and found from Steve's most recent trip to PT's old bike garage, shed, whatever you want to call it.
Museum?
Yeah, I think it is. I think it's got a lot of history.
Do you know he's been to number 10?
What, Downing Street?
Number 10 Downing Street in the UK. It's where the Prime Minister lives, yeah.
Is it PT for Prime Minister, is that what you're saying?
No, you went there. I didn't know he'd been there. He's got this plaque. Anyway, sorry.
Very cool nonetheless. To be fair, Steve, these questions are pretty, well, at least one of them is aimed at you, but I'll ask you the question. So, from Neil Elliston, he asked, looks like a DHR2 as a front tyre. Better turning grip, so Maxxis DHR2.
Maxxis DHR2. Maybe that's all he had hanging around his garage. I've got no idea. Was it... did he plan to do that?
I don't know. I know Eddie Masters and a few of those guys are quite partial to a DHF front and rear. So
yeah, I think it's definitely a trend which the downhillers do.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about that. Next question, actually. Do I actually run tubes on my personal e-bikes?
delving into the world of Steve Jones here.
I don't actually. I've actually all my bikes now are Pirelli tyres, Pirelli Scorpions, which are all tubeless.
Yeah, using PT sealant, it does the job.
Yeah, 100%. And
Are tubes a thing of the past, Steve?
however, when I get punctured, we'll see what happens then. Because normally I put a tube in and then I forget to fix it. That's the truth of it, really.
There you go. Real honest, raw truth for you guys. And then we've got another question from one of our other shows, funnily enough, from Gamer Boy WZ1GT. Likes games, obviously. Is the Merida E16500 any good?
Yeah, 100%. Is it good for its money? 5,900 Australian dollars. 100%. I think two takeouts from that is 500 watt-hour battery. I think there's still a place for 500 watt-hour batteries where you do a ride. You've got a spare. I think as long as you've got a spare 500, because they're like $400, so you're going to spend a bit more money.
I'd say 500 is still current, really. I think you can get plenty of range. You've got a day's full riding. You've got to be conservative, but I think you're absolutely fine.
But I think the main thing with the Merida E160 is the suspension design of it. It really is a super lively bike, very fun to ride, and it's quite rare that you get such a good suspension design and shock tune in unison. Such a great fun bike to ride. Great sizing, great
and
geometry.
That price is that's 3,500 GBP.
Yeah,
great price, great bike.
Gamer Boy, get on it immediately. Time now to ask you guys a question. I'm going to come straight in with it. The question for you guys is electronic shifting the way forward? Is it a deal breaker or maker for you? Actually, we covered this very subject in last week's Ask Show, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
So tune into that and maybe give us your idea what you think as well. Bike Vault time, Adam. This is, I think it's one of the nicest bikes I've ever seen in the Bike Vault.
Primo. Man off my own heart.
Look at that with the Olin shock in it.
Torque on. He's also got Axis dropper, reverb dropper, wireless with your SRAM XX1 Axis. That is blinged out. That
absolutely stacked. Really like it.
Dan.
I think Dan, maybe, chuck the bike across to the right a bit and get a stick to hold it up. We just see a bit more of it.
It's just super nice regardless.
100%. And then next up, a Fantic from location here is, go on then Adam, give us that one. The ring of where?
The Chanktonbury
ring.
And it is
Chanktonbury ring.
It's a prehistoric hill fort.
That is a nice shot. And next up, look at that. Love the wide angle.
The composition. Yeah, I was going to say.
Canada Woods and Falkirk, Elliott's Trek Rail 5 2020.
Standout Olin's yellow coil shock. That's got to be a super knife, right?
Is that an Olin's?
Or a Cane Creek.
I can't actually see, but the bike, Adam, that's super nice, right?
Definitely a super nice.
Absolutely. And then next up, this is a super nice shot as well, I think, from Kuopio in Finland. Tapio from Kuopio, and a Radon render.
Can we get some comments down below with the pronunciation of that finish?
From Kuopio. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Nice or super nice?
Super nice.
There we go.
And I think, Adam, this has got to be a super nice as well, isn't it? A good old Yeti E1. Don't see many Yeti E160s in the Bike Vault.
No, but they're not a cheap bike.
No.
And again, it's when you see that turquoise, that Turk colour, it's a Yeti.
Turk. This is in Holmkollen ski jump in... Well, I don't know where it is, to be honest, but it's a super nice shot. And that's the end of the Bike Vault this week. I think fantastic submissions, folks. Beautiful bikes. I think anybody would be proud to own any of those bikes, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I'm a little bit jealous, I'm not going to lie. But we want to see more and more and more and more of what you guys have in your fleet. So make sure you guys send over in the link below all of your different cool bike places and your Bike Vault shots.
Social side of things now. Obviously, recently we had the World E-Bike Championships up in Scotland. Natalie Schneider. I think this is Natalie's top. Actually, that's Julian Absalon's top.
Oh, well, we'll forget that then.
I can't remember. Anyway, Natalie Schneider is again the World E-Bike Champion on her on her trek.
It's that course.
Yeah.
That course is
Strong. Natalie is super strong.
super strong, super technical, and rapid. Absolutely rapid. Well, she's shown us how she did it at the, at the Worlds.
Absolutely.
Next up, we have, maybe I'm biased, but another YT. So we have Dylan Stark on his YT decoy, just making it look amazing. He's doing tyre slides. It's just fun. This is what mountain biking and e-mountain biking is all about. Fun. Maybe not. I can't do that, but it looks fun, doesn't it?
It does, yeah. Good old tyre slide.
Yeah, he's just
Good
flicking
work.
it about.
Good work to everybody concerned. And that's it for this week's EMBN show. Don't forget to tune in to the channel on Sunday because Adam has actually been on an adventure up north to a fantastic event run by Tweedlove and supported by Bosch.
The Electric 23 weekend. It was an absolute blast. There you go. So tune in, guys.
Long days and late nights?
Long days and very late nights.
I know how you feel.